welcome to episode 69 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast, where we get raw, real, and relevant in the new network marketing and helping you become a gifted leader in your business. My name is Teisha Dorianna from Canada, and this is another solo episode. Our poor Dracy is bedridden right now, and she just needs to work on getting better. So this is just going to be a very quick episode today. And I wanted to talk about something that for me is very relevant to just leadership and some of the traits that I find are really important. But I want to stick to one in particular today, and that is being a reliable leader. And I think that this is arguably one of the most important traits that you can have as a leader, because I'm going to tell you actually 5 reasons why I think this is one of the most important things. So if there's anything that I think people could work on improving and getting better at as a leader in this industry, it's being reliable and having that reliability. I think it's honestly so crucial. So I'm going to share 5 things with you today on why I think that. So number one is trust. I find that reliability, it really builds trust within your team, and not just your team, but also your customers. Like if you tell your customers that you are going to go live every single Monday and, share maybe a product review or something, or if you tell your team that you're going to lead a training or that you're going to do something, it is so important that you do it, because when your team knows that they can count on you to follow through just on your commitments and your decisions, it fosters that sense of security and trust in your leadership, right? People can rely on you and they trust you as a leader, and having that is so important in business, so that you can have a thriving organization. Number 2 is accountability. So being reliable, it demonstrates accountability for your actions and your decisions, and it shows that you take your responsibilities seriously and are willing to be answerable for the outcomes as well. And guess what? When you can show that you have accountability in your business to do the daily actions, that's also going to in turn create a team of accountable leaders as well. So again, it's that image. When you can show that you are accountable, people are going to do the same. And it's the same thing on the customer side. When you could show that you're accountable and you're going to do the things that you say you're going to do, you are more likely to create a loyal customer base. People want to be accountable to you because you were accountable to them. You showed up for them when you told them you were going to. So being accountable is really important. We always say like, oh, I just wish my team was more motivated, right? Like we go through those phases thinking like the team just has to be more motivated. But the best way to motivate your team is to be self-motivated yourself, right? The best way to create accountability on your team is to be self-accountable as well. So number 2 would be accountability. Number 3 is consistency. So reliable leadership provides consistency just inside the workplace with your team, with your customers, which helps maintain stability. It reduces uncertainty, and consistency, guys, is key. It's essential for maintaining just that positive work environment within your team. If you want your team to be consistent, you want them to show up, you need to show them how to be consistent, right? And same with your customers. If you want your customers to come back and, and you want them to be loyal and you want them to continue using those products, you need to be consistent too in showing up and saying, what you're going to do and letting them know that they can rely on you, right? You're going to show up consistently. You're here for the business. And I know myself, just personally speaking, like if I am supporting someone in business, I like to support people who are hustling, people who I know are showing up on a consistent basis, working their butt off. And to me, that's something that's really important to me. Someone who's showing up all the time, like, I don't know about you guys, but to me, like that's attractive consistency, and people who are doing what they say they're going to do, people who are working towards a bigger goal. They share that why with you as well. People who are consistently showing up, like those are the kinds of people that I want to support. So make sure you guys are showing up and doing that yourself. Number 4 is team morale. So back to that whole, how do I motivate my team, right? Like a reliable leader can boost team morale by setting an example. And the best way to set an example is to, show up as a true leader. And being reliable is one of those things that we can all improve on, right? Because when your team sees that you're committed to your role, they are more likely to be motivated and committed to themselves as well. So if you want to boost that team morale and you're saying to yourself, my team just needs a boost, or I just need to bring on someone exciting, like being reliable really, really helps. So that would be number 4. And then our final one, I told you guys this was going to be a short episode, but this was just a message that, at the moment I felt like I needed to come on and share, because I do feel like this is so important. But that number 5 at the end of the day is respect. And being reliable, it gains respect from your team. It gains respect from your peers, your audience, your clients, your customers. And it shows that you value their time and their contributions, and that you respect the importance of your commitments, right? So if you are going to, maybe as a leader, let's say a team call, right? You have a team call planned, or maybe it's a one-on-one call with a team member to help them. If you say you're going to do that, unless obviously of like a real serious emergency, you better show up to that call, and vice versa, right? It's important to be respectful. It's not just your own time. Think of the other person's time. Think of the other person who set a time aside for you, that time for you, whether that be for a training or to help you grow or whatever it was, right? At the end of the day, it does come down to respect, and you need to respect your own boundaries and respect other people's boundaries as well. So hold strong to that, and remember that being reliable, it's not just about being a leader in this business. It's about being a leader in life and being an example in life. And that respect aspect has been very important to me. And, I actually had a very particular example. Actually, I was actually doing it was like a Zoom call with someone who was considering this business not long ago. And something that she said really stood out to me. And I really admired her for kind of just owning up to that reliability aspect of herself. And she said, one thing that I struggle with is like blaming everything on my kids. And she's like, like I say I'm going to do something, but then I don't feel like it. So I just say, oh, I can't because of my kids. I can't because of my kids. And she says, I make that excuse up all the time. And like, that's, it sucks to admit that, but I do that. And I have to stop doing it. And I just have to show up and do the work. And, I just really admired her for her honesty and bravery to share that, because I think a lot of people do that. And we all do that. We all play whatever it is, the sick card, or like the most minor inconvenience comes in the way, and we use it as an excuse to not live up to our decisions and to our commitments and to the things that we said we are going to do. But that's the difference. That's the 1% difference here in this industry, looking at it from a business perspective. To the people who succeed and the people who don't are the people who are reliable and the people who do the things that they say they are going to do. Because at the end of the day, it is a respect thing. And it also just, it's going to serve your team. It's going to serve your team. It's going to help your team thrive if you are showing up daily. And I think one thing that's really important with this is just being able to, fall in love with the process and not just be caught up on the end result, whether that be like your income goal or maybe a rank that you're aiming for. You need to be in love with the process here. Because if you're just focused on that end result and you don't necessarily love what you're doing to get up to it, you're going to get into burnout, and it's going to be hard to live up to all those things that you want to do and you say you're going to do. It's going to be hard to be reliable. So, set yourself up for success, plan and implement. Do what you say you're going to do. Reliability is such an important trait to have as a leader. So that's it for today. That is the message. I hope you guys take something away from this. I would love to hear more in the comments. So please like this video, comment below your biggest takeaways. And if there's anything else that you'd like to add just as a note or even a question or comment on this episode, let us know in the comments. But also, if you're watching on YouTube, we'd absolutely love if you subscribe to our channel, hit the bell so that you guys never miss out on an episode. And if you're listening in on Spotify or Apple, please, we would so appreciate a 5-star review if you've been enjoying the episodes. You could share these episodes with your team on your team page if you find that it would be helpful to them. But thank you so much for listening in today, and we will catch you next week. Oh my gosh, we're coming on to episode 70. That is crazy. And me and Dracy should be together for that one to celebrate episode 70 with you guys. So thank you so much for being here, and we will chat with you next week. Bye, guys.